Selamat pagi friends, hope you're doing great. It's a new BP trending video. It's been like 4 weeks after the first BP trending video, and it seems like Bemco is slowing a bit in those weeks, which is good, meaning that we should be able to save some Ruby for the next upcoming Digimon. As you may already know, we are going to get our new MVP Digimon, which is Alphamon. This time it's Alphamon Ouryuken. His personality is calm. We are going to talk about it in details shortly, but before that I also want to mention that we got another viable Digimon, which coming from 100 hours banner, and this one is ultimate, and his name is Kimeramon. So yeah, those two Digimons are the one that is considered to be a strong Digimon in BP, so I'm going to compare them to the BP trending list that we have here. Before we compare them, let's take a look at the details of Alphamon Ouryuken and Kimeramon. As we can see here, this is the stats of Kimeramon. It's pretty solid stats for an ultimate. He definitely one of the best Digimon to be used in Underworld Dungeon, but now we're discussing about the BP. Now about the skills, his main skill is dealing damage to enemies. Increase allies defense by 50% is pretty good. Inflict burns with 45% modulo. That's pretty big multiplier, but since his power is actually small, it doesn't really matter, I think. His sub-skill is pretty much useless in BP for old player, especially when you have a Pokemon. Passive skill is the one that's going to be giving a lot of advantage if you bring him to BP, since he's going to give power and attack damage resistance to all allies. Now let's take a look at Alphamon Ouryuken details. The base stats is actually identical to Alphamon SM, which is good. Then about the skills, his main skill is pretty much the same as IPM. The difference is the critical multiplier, which Ouryuken has like the bigger multiplier, but IPM has the effect to negate 3 enemies defense and resistance up. I don't think the sub-skill will be used as frequent as the main skill, since we got the same effect from Alphamon SM main skill, which should be better. What's unique is actually his passive. Alphamon Ouryuken will be able to activate Rage mode if his health is below 50%, which give him the DOT and lock status effect removal, increase attack by 120% permanently, and increase the block rate by 80%. He also has the ability to nullify CC status effect permanently. With that said, he is going to be a tough unit to beat, especially when you have Skullgreymon on your team. Now that we know the new Digimons, let's take a look at the BP trending list. Let's start and take a look briefly from the bottom of the list. Here we have Greymon, which can be digivolved to Skullgreymon. I believe this might be the used in the lower rank of BP for some new players. The same scenario as Lady Devimon in the previous video. And I think nothing else caught my attention. Now let's go to the top 20. At number 20 we have Blitz Greymon. He is pretty solid Death Digimon, which should be higher in rank by the end of next week, since we are entering Death Week. He is a pretty strong alternative if you don't have Alphamon SM. We also have Devoted Lilithmon. I mean, a waifu will always have a place in top 20, I guess. She is very good support unit though. Darkdramon, Alphamon, and Tiger Vespamon will get lower in rank next week, since we currently in Calm Week, unless some player don't have any other alternative than him. Hyandramon is still a solid Digimon, especially for new players. 60% defense buff is not a joke. Mastemon is still here in the chart, which is pretty surprising since her pull rate is super low, as she was placed in the super trap called Rearise banner, but it is what it is. Rasenmon GM, a strong unit which will increase in rank definitely, but since we currently have Skullgreymon and Kimeramon, his attack will not be as strong as it should be. But he still got a pretty good role as a tanker, I think. Pretty hard Digimon, as I would say. Venom Myotismon and Crusadermon is increased in rank, which is expected since last week is a Brave week. Magnedramon, as we predicted, she is decreasing in rank due to a lot of new great Digimon that is coming to the game. If we compare it to Kimeramon, each has an advantage to the other. Magnedramon can decrease all enemy attack as her passive, but in order to gain the all allies attack resistance, you have to sacrifice your turn by using her main skill, and it lasts for 2 turns, which can be nullified by some Digimons. While Kimeramon cannot decrease enemy attack, but can increase all allies attack resistance by 30% without doing anything. Also, if you have Skullgreymon, his sub-skill is definitely better than Magnedramon main skill, since Skullgreymon increased attack resistance by 40%. For now though, in Calm Week, I am using both Skullgreymon and Magnedramon. I only use Magnedramon since I super awakened her to level 105, and to get her passive and sub skill to revive the team to make sure I got 28 points in the match. Next we have Chaos Gallantmon and Omegamon, which are expected due to Brave Week. Both of them are waiting to be replaced by something stronger Brave Digimon like Belzemon BM. Next we have Susanamon and Omegamon Zord. Both of them will definitely increase in rank by the end of the next week. Boosted Omegamon Zord and Susanamon is amazing after all for now. Especially Susanamon will get like double boosted, one from banner and one from the dev week. I am seeing Creepymon rank will be decreased. Maybe he can hold it in Tenacious week, but other than that, not really much use anymore. To be honest, this pissed me off because I super awakened him to level 105, and I think that's a waste of emblem for me. And as for Skullgreymon at number 4, the only ultimate that makes it to this high in the rank, I would say Kimeramon will not be able to replace him completely. He is definitely more superior than Kimeramon in terms of stats and skill. But Kimeramon is only appeared in 100-hour banner, meaning that less people will pull on him, since a lot of people know 100-hour banner is always a trap, if not a super trap. We have Lucemon SM at number 3, pretty solid Digimon with strong stats and skills. I can see his rank will stay high for a long time, since he is very versatile and can be used in a lot of team combination. Apocalypse at number 2, the question is, will he take over the throne from IPM? In my opinion, I believe it will be yes, especially since we are entering the dev week. He surely is one of the strongest dev Digimon to be used for now. Paired with Susanamon, you can easily destroy enemy team. Imperial Dramon PM, our king of BP training, will finally dethrone, maybe. I'm not sure, but that's just a guess. By the new king, which is Alphamon Ouryuken, if not Apocalypse. It is finally the time to change the position of the strongest Digimon in Digimon Rearise game. I saw some people saying that you can skip Alphamon Ouryuken if you have IPM. I understand the reason behind it. That might be because the Digimon release date, which is very short. And we might even get Belzemon BM by the end of this month. So if you're short on Ruby, you might consider to skip Alphamon Ouryuken. But as for me personally, I want to believe that Alphamon Ouryuken will last at least a month before Belzemon BM finally make his appearance. So if you ask me whether you should try hard to get Ouryuken, yes, try hard to get him. You don't want to get punched in the face if not slash, by using his mighty sword in his rage mode, especially with the banner boost, that's for sure. Oh, I forgot to mention one thing. If you manage to pull Alphamon Ouryuken and get him to rage mode, his rage mode will not be gone even if you heal him to 100% or whatever. So 100% health Alphamon Ouryuken rage mode is possible if you want to do it. Alright, that's all for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or suggestions, hit the comment section. As always, thumbs up if you like the video, thumbs down if you don't. Subscribe and hit the bell icon if you want more content like this one. Terima kasih.